So today we have two fascinating single-shot sporting rifles from the American West. We've got a Billings reverse trapdoor sporting rifle here in the front, and we've got a Spangenberg sporting conversion American trapdoor rifle here at the back. So this Billings rifle was patented by Charles E. Billings on November 2nd, 1875. It's a very rare rifle. I believe this is the only one I've personally ever seen, and it's a really interesting design overall. So if you look at it, it's kind of got a classic American single-shot rifle feel to it. So unlike this trapdoor rifle on the Billings rifle, the breech doesn't open up upwards, it opens kind of backwards, hence the reverse trapdoor nickname. And you can see also, unlike the trapdoor design, the hammer is basically like a box lock style where it's centered in the action on the breech, kind of like the John Browning designed Winchester 1885, but with a very different breech mechanism. Billings was actually a partner with Christopher Spencer of Spencer Repeating Rifle fame in the Roper Repeating Arms Company, and then Billings and Spencer and Company. The latter was still actually manufacturing rifle barrels during World War I and was a major tool manufacturer in the 20th century. So as I mentioned, there's very few of these rifles made. So let's take a look at some of the details aside from the action itself. You've got a combination front sight, so it's a folding front sight where you've got a blade, you can flip it up, and it's got a globe, and it's also got a post on top, a beach style front sight here. And then coming back, you've got a Spencer style rear sight, so fitting again because of who he was partnered with. You've got a sliding ladder, and then when it's flat, you've also got a fixed notch rear sight. So if you come back and look at the upper tang, you've actually got taps for mounting a peep sight for some nice target work or some longer range hunting. And then it's got a really nice shotgun style buttstock. So that's one of the things that really sets these two rifles a bit apart, aside from the action style, is if you look at the stock style, it's quite a bit different. So on the Billings, you've got a separate forearm, and you've got a buttstock, and it's a shotgun buttstock. On this beautiful trapdoor sporting rifle, you've got a more classic American, almost Kentucky rifle style buttstock, where you've actually got a nice crescent butt plate, and it's a nice iron butt plate with a real prominent heel here. It is a one-piece stock. So you've got the buttstock here, and then the forearm is just one complete piece, just like a standard trapdoor. But unlike, again, like a standard trapdoor, this rifle is much more slender, and it's got checkering here in the wrist and on the fore end. And then if you were to look on this other side, there's actually a cheek piece here on this side as well. The sights are also different than a standard trapdoor. You've got a dovetailed blade front sight here. Then here at the back, you've got the rear sight where you've got a fixed notch when it's flat, and you can slide that notch up to change the elevation, or you can flip it up and use it as a ladder sight. And if you take a look at this trapdoor sporting rifle, it's very evident this isn't just a sporterized trapdoor. This is an actual 19th century period-built sporting rifle built off the trapdoor action. It's a very nice custom rifle. It actually comes from the famous frontier town of Tombstone, Arizona, which was still a territory in the 1880s. And it came from George Spangenberg's shop. And you can see there's very little about this rifle that remains a standard trapdoor. If you take a look at the rifle, you can see that the hammer is a completely different profile. The breech block's pretty much standard, but the barrel itself is a little bit different. You can see it's been fitted with some ramrod furls, and it's got a nice wiping rod here, a little frontier style wiping rod made of hickory. You come back to this section again, you can see the trigger guard is a spurred trigger guard design. So what I really love about this rifle, aside from the fact that it's a really rare piece, there's only like a handful of these known from this shop, is that it's like the embodiment of the classic American muzzleloading rifles, like the American long rifle and the Hawken rifle. You still got the crescent butt plate, you've got the nice trigger guard, details like that. But then it also represents, the late 19th century American frontier, where you have a trapdoor rifle and 45-70 government, the main battle rifle of the American military in the late Indian Wars, but clearly updated for a hunter's use. This would have been great for somebody out there hunting buffalo or something like that in the American frontier, and it's a rifle with a lot of style and rarity, and it'll definitely add a lot of interest to your collection. So both of these firearms represent the late 19th century and American gunsmiths. So you can see the trapdoor rifle represents how gunmakers on the frontier in the Arizona territory were taking the classic American military rifle of the period and creating beautiful sporting rifles designed for the frontier. And then you can take a look at the Billings, and you can see how Eastern gun makers were trying to come up with new designs that could compete in a really tight firearms market in the 1870s, and a really diverse market. You can think about the fact that you've got Winchester's various designs, you've got designs by Remington. It would be hard for a gun maker like Billings to come out with a new design and compete. So this rifle was incredibly rare. And both of these rifles are rare. There's very few of either one of them known, and you have an opportunity to own both of these rifles in our upcoming December premiere auction.